I never thought I'd be the kind of guy to tell a story like this, but here I am. I've always been the type who loves deeply, whether it's with people or with animals. And for the past 6 years, the most loyal companion I've had has been my golden retriever, Max. He's not just a dog to me, he's family. I got him in college when life was hard, and he's been there through every single storm since then. Breakups, failures, losing jobs, Max never judged me, never left my side. So, when Max started limping one day, and I found out from the vet that he needed surgery for a torn ligament in his back leg, my heart sank. The surgery was expensive, way more than I could easily afford, but there was no question in my mind. I was going to find a way to pay for it. I started saving. I cut back on everything, eating out, streaming services, even skipped nights out with friends. I picked up extra shifts at work, sold some of my old tech gear, and slowly, I put together the money I needed for Max's surgery. It wasn't easy, but every time I looked at him struggling to walk, dragging his leg behind him, I knew I had to keep pushing. And during all of this, I thought I had the support of my girlfriend, Emily. We'd been together for about 1.5 years, and honestly, I thought she was the one. She was smart, beautiful, and at least at first, she seemed like she cared about Max too. She used to post pictures of him on her Instagram, calling him our fur baby. At first, Emily was supportive. She told me she admired how much I loved Max, how determined I was to do whatever it took. But as the weeks passed, I noticed her attitude shifting. She would make comments like, "You're stressing too much about this dog," or "Do you really think it's worth spending that kind of money?" That should have been my red flag, but I ignored it. Because in my heart, I believed she cared about me, and if she cared about me, she had to care about Max too. I kept saving, kept watching every dollar, and eventually, I had just enough, tucked away in a small envelope, hidden in my desk drawer. It wasn't a bank account, just cash I had scraped together over months. It felt like such a relief, knowing Max was finally going to get the help he needed. But that relief didn't last long. One night, Emily came over while I was working late on some freelance projects. She was in the living room, scrolling through her phone, while Max was lying by her feet. Everything seemed normal. I never imagined what was about to happen. The next morning, I opened my desk drawer to double-check the money before calling the vet's office to schedule the surgery. But when I opened it, the envelope was gone. My stomach dropped. I tore the room apart, thinking maybe I had misplaced it. But deep down, I knew. Someone had taken it, and the only person who had been there was Emily. I sat there staring at the empty drawer, my hands shaking. The money was gone. Months of sacrifice, late nights, extra shifts, everything I had done to save Max, it had vanished. At first, I tried to convince myself I was wrong. Maybe I had hidden it somewhere else. Maybe I was just too tired to remember. I searched every corner of my apartment, tore through closets, flipped couch cushions. But deep down, I knew the truth. Someone had taken it, and the only person who had been in my apartment was Emily. My chest tightened as the realization sank in. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, but the suspicion burned inside me. When she came over that evening, I decided to confront her, gently at first. "Hey, Emily," I said, trying to sound casual even though my voice was trembling. "Did you see an envelope in my desk yesterday? I had some money saved up for Max's surgery, and I can't find it." Her eyes flickered for a moment, just for a second, but I caught it. Then she laughed. "An envelope of cash? No, I didn't see anything. Why would you keep that kind of money lying around anyway?" Her answer made my blood run cold. She sounded annoyed, not concerned. I pressed further. "Emily, it was almost $2,000. I need it for Max. Please tell me you didn't." She cut me off. "Are you seriously accusing me of stealing from you? From your stupid dog?" That word, stupid dog, hit me like a punch in the gut. She had never spoken about Max that way before. My heart sank as the puzzle pieces started fitting together. "Emily," I said quietly, my voice shaking, "you were the only one here. I know you took it." Her face hardened. She didn't deny it. Instead, she threw her hands up and shouted, "Fine. You want the truth? Yeah, I took it. Because you're wasting your life and your money on a dog. He's old, he's falling apart, and instead of saving for our future, you're blowing everything on surgery for an animal that won't even live another 5 years." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My chest ached, my head spun. The woman I thought loved me, who claimed to love Max, had not only stolen the money but also thought he wasn't worth saving. "Where's the money, Emily?" I demanded. She crossed her arms, defiant. "It's gone. I used it to pay off my credit card. You should be thanking me. At least I'm thinking about something practical, unlike you." My whole body went numb. I couldn't process the betrayal. I looked down at Max, who was lying on his blanket, wagging his tail faintly like he always did when I looked at him. He trusted me. He needed me. And now the one person I thought was on my side had destroyed everything. I told her to leave. I didn't shout, didn't argue. I just pointed at the door. She tried to make me feel guilty. "If you throw me out over this, then you clearly love that dog more than me." The truth was, at that moment, I did. Because Max had never lied to me. Max had never betrayed me. And as Emily stormed out, slamming the door behind her, I realized my relationship wasn't just broken, it was over. But Max still needed surgery. And now I had nothing. After Emily slammed the door, silence filled the apartment. The only sound was Max's faint breathing as he lay curled up on his blanket. His eyes, though tired, still looked at me with trust. That look broke me more than Emily's betrayal ever could. I sat down beside him, burying my face in his fur. "I'm so sorry, buddy," I whispered, my voice cracking. "I promised I'd take care of you, and I let you down." For a few minutes, I just sat there, holding him, wondering what I could do. The money was gone. The surgery date was in just a few weeks. Without it, Max's condition would only get worse. But then I remembered why I had worked those extra shifts in the first place. Because I wasn't the kind of person to give up on the ones I loved. And I wasn't about to start now. The next morning, I went straight to the veterinary clinic. I told them what happened, choking up as I explained how the money had been stolen. I expected them to tell me there was nothing they could do. Instead, the vet, Dr. Harris, put a hand on my shoulder and said, "Don't lose hope. There are financing options. We can set up a payment plan. And maybe, just maybe, we can also start a fundraiser for Max. He deserves a chance." For the first time in days, I felt a flicker of hope. That evening, I swallowed my pride and posted Max's story online. I uploaded pictures of him, some from when he was healthy, running through the park, others showing how fragile he looked now. I wrote about how I had saved every penny for his surgery, only for it to be stolen by the person I thought I could trust most. I didn't expect much, but within hours, strangers started sharing Max's story. Donations trickled in, $5 here, $10 there. People wrote messages like, "Sending love for Max," and "Every dog deserves a chance." By the end of the week, something incredible had happened. Not only had we reached the goal for Max's surgery, but we had exceeded it. People I had never met cared more for Max than Emily ever had. On the day of the surgery, I stayed by his side until they took him into the operating room. My stomach was in knots, my heart pounding. I prayed harder than I ever had before. Hours later, Dr. Harris came out smiling. "It went well. He's going to be okay." The relief that washed over me was overwhelming. I broke down in tears, not caring who saw. Max came home a week later, weaker but wagging his tail. As he rested on his blanket, I knew I had made the right choice. I had fought for him, and he had fought to stay. Emily tried to reach out once, sending me a text. "I hope you realize you chose wrong." I never answered, because the truth was clear. Choosing Max wasn't wrong. It was the best decision I ever made. I lost a girlfriend, yes, but I kept my best friend. And in the end, that was worth everything.
If this story kept you hooked until the very end, don't forget to subscribe to Storybar, give this video a like, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us bring you even more stories full of drama, betrayal, love, and life-changing decisions. Don't miss the next one.